It's hard to tell. It's hard to say because just when you think there's nothing new coming out, something new comes out. Stimulants were really big, right, the last 5 years, but then they kind of outlawed a lot of them, that they're not, they kind of tightened up the ship, so to speak, and a lot of those, methamphetamine-like supplements are kind of gone. So that, and I think a lot of people were getting kind of a lot of negative side effects from that. So I think people kind of moved away from that a little bit. Now people are kind of sticking with the energy drinks with just caffeine, which is a lot safer probably. I don't think we're going to see any new muscle building supplements that are natural, that are legally sold, because I just don't think that there's anything out there that's going to be that strong unless some new miraculous discovery comes about. I think what we're going to start being able to do is really target what our nutritional requirements are a little more precisely, meaning that we're going to find out more superfoods type stuff, fruit, vegetable, polyphenolic extracts. I think essential fatty acids are still in its infancy. I mean, I know Omega Lyse is probably the most progressive essential fatty acid supplement on the market, utilizing omega-3s and 6s from animal sources, of 3s and the 6s coming from primrose oil, and of course using the palmitoleic acid omega-7 fat, which we know is a great insulin sensitizer and reduction of C-reactive protein. But I think that there's more essential fatty acids that we haven't even really identified as being things that could possibly start to enhance our ability to recover and grow muscle. Look at Bill Llewellyn's product, and I sell it because I'm a big believer, and I sell it on DavePalumbo.com, called the X Factor. It's arachidonic acid in its purest form, and it's only 1,000 milligrams a day you're taking of the stuff, but it's an omega-6 essential fat that you wouldn't take if you didn't work out, because you probably wouldn't need, because it is a pro-inflammatory essential fatty acid. But for people who work out, who utilize that inflammatory reaction as a signal for the body to come in and repair and build muscle, we've shown that, and he's done a lot of research that he's funded, that you take 1,000 milligrams of arachidonic acid a day, and guess what happens? You grow better, and there's the research to prove that out there. And when you take this stuff, you actually get more sore the next day, because those prostaglandins that are released, those pro-inflammatory ones, also create pain. Think about what happens when you have the flu and you release prostaglandins. You get like sore and achy. Well, when you increase prostaglandins, I guess you could say production, especially the pro-inflammatory ones that are the signalers for the body to repair itself, you'll feel sore in the muscle group more that you trained that day. And so that's very interesting to me, and I think he's only touched on the subject of that, and I think it's going to be elaborated more over the next 5 to 10 years, and we're going to learn there might even be some other compounds that we can take orally that might even be closer to the prostaglandin itself, or maybe we could take the prostaglandins themselves. I don't know. But that to me is interesting, because I think that's something that we really haven't really got a full grasp on. We're just starting to kind of cut through the surface. We know a lot about protein, and we know a lot about how protein stimulates mTOR, which will start the protein machinery. We know how carbs are pretty much processed. We know a lot about insulin. We don't know a lot about fatty acids. I'm telling you, we're just starting to get through the surface layers and get to the nitty-gritty, and I think we're going to find out a lot more in the next couple of years.